Hello everybody, I'm camping out on the assignments page today here on Canvas, and I thought I would show you a little candy, so to speak, something that everybody likes, at least at this college, extra credit. It's worth 10 points, doesn't require much of any effort. As long as you, let me correct myself, as long as you are taking at least one other class at Mesa or Miramar City that assigns any kind of writing. Pretty likely, I think, but let's see. And you just need the subject and course number, name of the instructor, the actual assignment instructions. You know, what in my assignments I write under things to do, something like that. The grading standards, which if they're not on the assignment itself, they might be on the syllabus of that course. And just type it in a text box right here on the assignments page. Okay? Now that's one assignment I want to talk about, but before I go on to the next one, keep in mind that there's also kind of a standing extra credit opportunity that I'll remind you of in a couple of minutes. Okay. And of course, you'll see the discussion for this week and the reading questions. There's your hypothesis on a potential solution, which of course you turned in on April 30th. You'll have that back this week. In fact, probably Tuesday, the way the week is looking right now. And it'll help you get a clearer picture on the major assignment, the last one of the course, kind of the capstone, if you will, of the writing in this class and reading. It's selling your solution to your wicked problem. 5 to 7 pages, 9 to 12 paragraphs, due on the 28th for 200 points. And just looking back at the whole picture of the course, where you identified the wicked problem you've chosen to examine, read and written about some of the expert research on it, brought those two together into the deeper look where you talked about root causes as well, and then most recently posed a hypothesis on a potential solution. You're here now. Here's where you are. You're ready to sell this to readers, people who have never heard about your wicked problem. And here's something to keep in mind. You can bring all of that previous writing in if you place it carefully. But there's also something else, which I'll show you in about 10 seconds. Start with an original title, and our reading this week, and They Say, I Say, will help you get a load of the technique for doing that. Okay, here's where the focus of the assignment is. What Chevalier says in Chapter 7, Sell Your Solution. Develop an introduction to this essay that makes your purpose clearer, selling your readers on your solution and explaining how you yourself will set an example in taking an active role in the solution. This is all part of the idea that if you're not presenting a solution to the problem, you're part of the problem. And keep in mind Chevalier's advice on selling your solution, and he deserves a little credit for helping you out, doesn't he? And yes, you've got to talk about root causes, so you've got your deeper look essay going. what good is a solution if it doesn't address the root causes, right? And we're going to do something a little different. That skeptical reader stuff. And this is where you come up with why somebody could possibly be doubtful about how you're selling your solution or how well you are. Just kind of dream up why someone might be skeptical, realistically, if they'd be skeptical. And in 1 or 2 sentences, say why, and then finish the paragraph defending your argument, going counter to the counter argument, so to speak, defending your solution, in other words. And people often ask me where they should put that paragraph. There are a bunch of places for it. Some students, I'd say maybe a little bit more than half, put it just before their final paragraph. Some put it in some other part of their essay where it fits what they're discussing. The MLA format part. Now the appendix page. Next week's reading will take you a little closer to getting this together, but it's something that visually supports your argument. I'll talk on that next week a bit more. And credible sources, if you find another one that's credible, you may bring it in. But remember, this is an essay about your response to the root causes of the problem, not someone else's. And of course, the design statement. After your last paragraph, but before your works cited page, before your appendix page. Okay, Wednesday, May 28th is the big day. There'll be a grading contract appearing shortly, and you will see that this will open on Wednesday. So if you can't see it right now, it's probably not Wednesday yet, but if it's Tuesday night, you can take a look at my response to your hypothesis on your solution, okay? And as promised, let me go to the discussions page for that bit of extra credit you've known about all semester, that if you have a question about the assignment, come here to ask it. You'll pick up 2 points by asking a question no one else has thought of asking before, or if you correctly answer a classmate's question before I get to it. Either way, okay? Have a great week. We'll talk more about the assignment next week.